Happy holidays, everybody. Thank you very much. Always appreciate you. I'm Orlando Ruiz Jr. Welcome to another classic movie review. Since it's still technically 2025, I'm staying with the theme of movies that are celebrating an anniversary. So, right now, I'm talking about a movie that came out in the little old year of 1985. A great year for movies. Movies like The Color Purple, The Breakfast Club, The Goonies, Better Off Dead, Rambo First Blood Part 2, Clue. You also had Commando. You also had Rocky 4. So many great classics. Also, that same year, we got a little family comedy about time travel from director Robert Zemeckis, who 1 year prior had made his feature film debut, Romancing the Stone, and afterward would go on to direct many great classics, movies like Forrest Gump, Death Becomes Her, Contact, Who Framed Roger Rabbit. There was also Flight, The Polar Express, What Lies Beneath, The Walk. Goes on and on. Robert Zemeckis has a great filmography. But right now, I'm talking about a movie that is celebrating its 40th anniversary from 1985, one of the all time great classics, and maybe one of the most perfect movies ever made, Back to the Future. Because of the time travel aspect, it kind of has like this Outer Limits, Twilight Zone kind of thing going on, but told through a more brighter and comedic lens, of course. And so, yeah, you got this kid from the 80s, Marty McFly, one of the coolest movie names for a character in any movie, played, of course, by the great Michael J. Fox, who was right on the heels of Family Ties, one of the great 80s family sitcoms. At the beginning of the film, we meet Marty McFly and see that he is a high school kid who has a passion for music, and we also meet his girlfriend and see that he has a family. His dad, played by Crispin Glover, his dad is George McFly, his mother is played by Leah Thompson, her name is Lorraine. He has a brother and a sister, and a friend, Doc Brown, played by the great Christopher Lloyd, who has built a time machine, who Marty assists him one night at the old Twin Pines Mall. Things don't go directly as Doc had planned. It gets complicated due to some Libyan terrorists, and so Marty ends up having to jump into the time machine and by accident ends up in the year 1955. Goes back 30 years to the time where his parents are teenagers. He ends up meeting people he's not supposed to, ends up causing the whole butterfly effect. You know, you do something in the past and it's going to mess up something later on. And so now Marty is at risk of not being born in the 80s. And so he completely puts his whole life and existence in jeopardy. And now he has to do whatever he can to make sure that his parents hook up so that Marty can be born. With Marty being this fish out of water, this 1980s teenager in the 1950s, there's so much comedy that comes out of that situation that feels perfectly natural. And Michael J. Fox is terrific in all those scenes, and you see what the 50s looks like through the eyes of an 80s kid, and makes you think how a 2000s kid would look back at the 80s or 90s. There are so many timeless aspects to this movie that make it a classic. It's a teen movie, it's a high school movie, it's a romantic comedy, it's a buddy comedy, it's a time travel adventure movie. There are so many interesting things going on that warrant repeated viewings. There's also a little unexpected incestual humor that I think catches some people nowadays off guard when things get a bit too complicated for Marty. Marty McFly and Doc Brown, Michael J. Fox, and Christopher Lloyd will forever be one of the great on-screen duos. These two characters are so much fun to watch together. Doc is like this much older, wacky, zany big brother type, so he's like this mad genius. If you refer to a dance, he won't call it a dance, he'll call it a rhythmic ceremonial ritual. He has like a bunch of words to say like something really simple because he is like a mad genius, and so he's a bit socially awkward. The time travel effects still look really good. They might not compare to the effects of 2025, but for a movie from 1985, the effects still hold up very well, and the movie overall looks great. It was, after all, shot by Dean Cundey, who was a cinematographer on The Thing and Halloween and Jurassic Park. Because of the nature of the story, it has a sense of urgency even on rewatches and repeat viewings. The movie is always exciting. That Alan Silvestri score is definitely one of the great music scores that'll get you pumped up on every rewatch. And yeah, great film series, great trilogy, great iconic, memorable performances from Christopher Lloyd, Michael J. Fox, Crispin Glover, Leah Thompson, Thomas Wilson, all around legendary cast, legendary film, one of the great classics of the 1980s. 1985's Back to the Future is a 4-star classic. They definitely don't make them like this anymore. If you haven't seen this movie, if you're a fan of science fiction, fantasy, comedy films, you owe it to yourself to watch this gem. Thank you all very much for watching this classic movie review. I always appreciate it. If you're into the classics, if you're into movies, if you're into this kind of thing, if you're new to the channel, subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications on more reviews coming out very soon. If you're a returning viewer, thank you very much for your view and support. Always appreciate it. Please don't forget to comment, share, like. It always helps. And I'll see you guys on the next classic movie review. Everybody take care of each other. Till next time, peace out. God bless.